It's a funny story, really. Actually, my entire life, I never even once thought or anticipated joining the army ever. Never at any point did the military ever cross my mind. It involves zombies. As weird as that might sound, it involves zombies. Um, so my buddy, he was really into the movie 28 Weeks Later, and if you're familiar with the movie, you know that they have U.S. troops over in Europe, and they're wearing the army combat uniform, and they're fighting zombies. And he saw that, and he really wanted to kill zombies. So in his mind, the only way to fight zombies was to join the army. So just in case that ever happened, he'll be there. He'll be the first guy there. Awesome. Meanwhile, my life, I'm working at Michael's Arts and Crafts, not really doing anything with my life, not really going anywhere. He gets home and we get to talking, and he's telling me how great it is and everything, and he says, well, if I sign you up, I can get $2,000, and if I sign you up, we'll split it. And to me, that was like, oh, cool, yep, done. And so, pretty much overnight, I joined the army because of him joining the army because of zombies. Well, it was definitely interesting. It's something that the entire time we were getting ready to go, it was always at the back of my mind, like, what's it going to be like when I finally get there? And how am I going to react? What's going to happen? And until it actually happened, I had no idea what was going on. We got there. It was the middle of the night. Everyone's walking around with their heads up their asses, trying to find out where they're supposed to stay, what's going on. And the only thing I could think of is I really have to go to the bathroom, and I'm in a third world country, and I don't even know where they keep the bathrooms here. Where am I supposed to go? So finally, I go to the bathroom, and then it really dawns on me. I'm like, wow, 4 days ago, I was just at my parents' house, just hanging out, and now I'm in Iraq. I'm in a war zone, someplace I never really pictured going ever. Normal things I did. It's a very diverse amount of things. Being an engineer, we get called on to do pretty much any sort of manual labor or anything like that. But majority of my deployment, I was essentially a combat engineer, and what we were doing was route clearance missions, which is my entire platoon, and we had 7 trucks. And we would get in a convoy, and we would patrol the streets of Iraq, and we would be looking for IEDs, anything out of the normal. And if we found them, we would investigate, and we would see what was going on there. And I'd say that would be what I would consider my deployment. It was out of this world. You spend so much time overseas, and you count down the days, every day, and you just get so used to counting down days that you forget that at some point you're actually going to be back. And I had gotten so used to that when the day finally came, when I was dismissed to go back to my family, and I'd do my own thing, it was hard to grasp at first, but at the same time it was exhilarating. I remember the drive home from my unit. I was with my mom and my dad, and we were all driving back, and my sisters were there, and we were cracking all these inside family jokes, and it really made me realize how easy it is to take for granted, like the little things like that, just goofing around with your own family. And when you're overseas, you don't have that opportunity. So yeah, I felt really great when I got home, and it lasted a while. It's something that I wish everyone could experience. Well, it certainly was enjoyable in a lot of aspects. And I think that, jumping to civilian life, it's crazy. But I think I jumped right into, college freshman life, right away. I was home a month, and I started my first year at NIU, and I had been out of school for, close to 4 years. And so that was like the biggest adjustment for me, being around, a lot of people my age, really, because, being overseas, there's a varied group of age, my squad leader is 44 years old, and now, like, my teachers are TAs are 30 years old, it's a big leap there. And that definitely took a lot of getting used to, because they said to us, before we got back, they're like, we know that you feel like you've missed out on a lot, and you're going to want to catch up on it as soon as you get home, and you want to drink, and you want to party, and you want to do all these crazy things. And that's true. Turns out that's actually legit. At the time when they were saying it, I was like, no way, not me, I'm special. They'll never. No, I'm good.
But no, between that and starting a freshman year of college, it was pretty hectic. At first, all I wanted to do was hang out and blah blah blah, and so that took a lot of getting used to.
Most definitely in a good way, which is it makes sense to me because when I go on these weekends, I see all the brothers I've talked about, all my friends, everyone who's got my back. They're a lot of them are married and have kids, responsible folks, and they see me as this college kid. They're like, "Oh, Patterson, you're going to college? That's great, man." I'm like, make sure you do it right. Make sure things are going good. All right, we're really hoping for you. So I come back on a Monday and I'm like, wow, if I'm not going to do it for myself, I'm gonna at least do it for them. Yeah, once a soldier, always a soldier, most definitely. From the second anyone in any military branch puts on a uniform, that's something that doesn't just go away. I mean, it becomes a part of you, and especially when you've worn it over into combat, and you've worn it for days on end, and you've worn it, and you never knew if you were going to wear something else ever again. This could be it. This could be the last outfit I ever put on. Those are the things that will just resonate with you when you get home. And I remember when I got home and I was putting on civilian clothes every day. It felt weird. It felt weird, and I think if that can feel weird, then any time for the rest of my life, when anything even relevant to the Army comes up, of course I'm going to think, hey, I did my time. I was overseas and I did the Army thing, and I was a soldier. You know what? I still am a soldier because I did that, and that's who I've become. Because of that, I am who I am now. Do I think once you're a soldier, you're always a soldier? Absolutely. I would absolutely agree with that. From